What's going on, everybody? Welcome to CouchCast episode 6. My name is Jason Overfelt. Reach out to the show, questions, comments, whatever, at facebook.com/couch1gaming. You can find me on Twitter at thejbone29. Oh, we got a big show this week. I got a partner with me today. This is Jason Byers. Jason, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Oh, man. What you been up to?
Work. School. Finals. Some video games.
Some video games. That doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun.
No?
All right, well, we got some stories to talk about here. We got some news, and then we're going to get into what we're playing. First off, I wanted to start off with the Metal Gear Solid Reviews event. Normally, games are sent out to outlets like IGN, blah, 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 GameSpot, all these other places a week, maybe a few days, 2 weeks before, then they review it. But Metal Gear Solid, they hosted a review event where reviewers were sent to some hidden location, wherever, and they got to play Metal Gear Solid from like 9 to 5 each day. I think roughly they got about 40 hours. That was if you didn't go to the bathroom or didn't eat or anything. There was a little bit of an outrage about that on the internet, and I wanted to go over that. I think that's kind of goofy, because that's not how I play games. I don't sit there and grind them for 8 hours straight. You know, I feel like when you're reviewing a game, especially and even when the games are sent to the reviewers, they only have a certain amount of time to review the game, so they got to sit there and just grind through the game, no matter how much time they have. It's weird for me is because I don't play games like that. I don't know about you, but
if I do play games like that, it's usually me on my couch in my underwear, and I sure as hell couldn't do that at that event.
Yeah, definitely. it's kind of weird, and I just feel like even for games that aren't as like the best games ever, I feel like if you have to like force yourself to play that time, it's going to make you think that game is even worse than what it is really. Like a game like two games that I like to talk about when they are like Rise and Knack, which everybody didn't like. Most people didn't like. I actually like those games, but maybe because I wasn't sitting there forced to play them for like 8 hours straight in order to get a review up, because I kind of like took my time with it and played it over like a week or two stretch. You know, an hour here, an hour there. I just think it doesn't create the same environment that the person who takes the game home is going to be playing with it. Really,
I didn't play Knack, but
you didn't like Rise. I remember you didn't like Rise.
It wasn't terrible. It was vanilla. It was bland, and I needed more out of my Xbox One when it first came out, and kind of still do need more.
Yeah, I totally agree. It wasn't a great game, but those are just examples that was given. What do you think about reviews now in general? What do you do they still matter to you? I mean, usually when a game's coming out, I usually look at NeoGAF, go on there, look at the scores for each of it, and that's basically it. I barely, I more look at previews and reviews instead of like reading the reviews of a game.
Reviews haven't mattered to me for like 8 years now. I prefer watching like videos, like Twitch. Twitch is good for me now because I get to actually see people playing it and see how it is for myself before I go out and purchase it. But reviews are just one person's opinion, and I might like things that they dislike, or they might leave out something that might actually appeal to me. So yeah, I think reviews are obsolete.
You know what? I think the best reviews were when I think it was EGM. Maybe they had like 4 to 4. I know it's not like feasible right now with how much you have to pay people to do this stuff, but when they had like 4 or 5 different guys,
the smiley faces,
yeah, the smiley faces. It might have been GamePro maybe, where each of I think both EGM and GamePro both maybe had like four different, at least three or four different reviewers on each game, and then they would each give that like give like the graphics. They each give multiple different scores, so you didn't have one set review pretty much.
I could have done research on this a few years ago, but I threw out all my old magazines. They had some of those.
I think that was a better system than just like one person, because I don't know. That's just me personally. I mean, I don't take too many reviews very seriously, because there's been plenty of games that have like bombed critically that I actually like really liked and thought were really good. It didn't deserve like the critical scores that they got. And there's been some games that were like super awesome, like that Dying Light. Dying Light got really great scores, and it didn't really do it for me. I don't know why. It just
I didn't like Dying Light at first, but I kind of grew into it because the parkour element was a little weird getting used to. But I have a feeling what you're talking about, Mad Max is going to be like that. It's getting poor reviews, and just watching videos on it, I think I might actually enjoy it.
Yeah. It's been like up and down. So I'm not sure. I'll try and give that a shot and see. I don't know. We'll get to that topic about open world games a little bit with me. All right, the next up on our news story, it seems like Amazon and Nintendo have like patched up their differences they've had over the year, and now Nintendo pretty much has like a digital store on Amazon where you link up your account and you can buy games digitally from there, and I'm not sure if it automatically downloads to your console, but you don't get like a code to put in. It's just you buy it. And I guess from what it sounds like, you would go on your Wii U and go to your purchases, and it would be in there already. Sounds pretty cool, huh? I wish all of these would have something like that.
Yeah, it would be nice for the Amazon sales that come through for like Xbox and PlayStation, because I only buy digitally now. I don't buy disc games really unless they're really cheap. Yeah,
and it's crazy that it's Nintendo that's taken this step and not the other two.
Well, it's also good that I don't have to spend an extra 20-25% to buy Nintendo products off of Amazon anymore from third-party sellers.
Yeah, I think that partnership was because the screens were cracking or something on the 3DS or the DS or one of the DSs, and Nintendo was like, hey, not our problem. And then Amazon's like, all right, well, we're not going to sell your shit anymore. So I guess forever they were just like butting heads, and now I guess they must have like patched up their partnership or whatnot. And this is kind of cool because this kind of excites me for the possibilities of like their next system, the codename NX or whatever like that, which I don't know if you saw the leaked specs like a week ago. It doesn't have an optical drive. So it's got like only a card reader slot, which that's probably what their games are going to be, is like cards. But hopefully they have a stronger digital partnership and they give you a little bit more storage than 32 gigs to store your digital games on. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's it for that. Next up, we got a Battlefront beta coming next month in October for both systems. That's pretty exciting to me. That's another game that's definitely on my radar. Is something that I want to play. I mean, there's only so many multiplayer shooters that you can play. I think this year I'm laying off of Destiny. I'm going to put those 200 hours that I put into Destiny into a few other games.
I think you're lying.
I'm fighting the temptation really hard because they keep throwing out like all this new stuff that's in the Taken King, and I keep listening to the Destiny podcast, and I'm like getting really excited. I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. It sounds so cool. But then I think about like the amount of time I have to sit there to find a raid group. And there's no matchmaking in a lot of this stuff, and I don't want to have to grind to get all my weapons up to a certain level. I'd rather grind in multiple games instead of that one game, I guess. But yeah, so the Battlefront beta is coming out to both systems. Are you gonna try that out?
No.
No,
I don't like Battlefront.
Oh man, come on! It's Star Wars. You're not a big Battlefield fan though, either, are you?
No,
yeah, see, neither am I. I'm not a huge Battlefield fan. I played 4 for a little bit. The multiplayer was pretty cool. It's something different than Call of Duty. It's like a bigger scale, so that was pretty cool. But didn't hook me that much.
The Battlefield games, I go into multiplayer, spawn, and get shot in the head.
Yeah. It's not fun. Well, I'm excited to try this beta out to see just if I want to buy the game, because that'll give me a good idea if the Star Wars hook will hook me enough to actually want to go through all that and sit there and try and be good in the game.
It doesn't sound appealing. Their horde mode doesn't sound appealing. It just, I don't know. I have to see it in action, and I have time, very little time, and I need to spend that with other games, I think.
It's gonna have to wow me in order for me to buy it, because I've already pre-ordered Black Ops 3, and I played the beta on that, and that's amazing. So, and I'm buying Halo 5. So between those two games, it's going to be a lot of multiplayer right there. And Battlefront is going to have to wow me in order for me to buy it right up front. Not to mention the EA Access. I mean, if I waited like 8 months after it comes out, it's probably going to be on EA Access.
Yeah, that's true, too. Plus, you get that free weekend up front right before the release
Yeah.
to try it.
Yeah, and especially with those multiplayer-only games, like I learned my lesson with like Titanfall. The beta on Titanfall, I played for a good 10 hours that weekend, and then after that, I probably played like another 15 hours of the game, and I was like, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still like to try to get into Titanfall. I kind of missed that train, and I'm afraid to go into it now. But...
Oh, yeah, there's just none but ass kickers out there in that game. I think the population is probably not that big anymore, but I mean the people that are still playing it are probably really, really good. That's the thing you run into is with the multiplayer only games is if you're not good at multiplayer or if you don't want to put in the time to be good in the multiplayer, then it doesn't leave you with a whole lot of options. Kind of like Evolve too.
Yeah, I tried Evolve today for the first time, and I'm not digging that either. It looks pretty, but...
Yeah, I played it a little bit. I thought it was kind of fun, but it just didn't really... it was just, okay, this is alright. I'm not going to go spend, especially they did BS pre-order. If you didn't pre-order the game, there was, a monster that you didn't get, or you had to pay, $15 for it if you didn't pre-order. And I'm like, yeah no, I'm good. Fuck you. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to play the Battlefront beta. Should be fun.
That's all you...
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Fair enough. So we just got done watching the Halo 5 opening cinematic trailer that was debuted this week. What'd you think about it?
I call shenanigans.
Shenanigans?
Yeah. After watching that, how the hell did that war last so long when 5 guys just fucked up that entire army?
And they had a lot more Spartans, and I don't know how many Spartans there were, but there was a hell of a lot more than 5. I thought had to be hundreds of them, and somehow they couldn't stop them before it. And they were just sliding down this mountain, just wiping the floor with all these this Covenant soldiers.
It looked good, though. I really hope that's in-game engine footage, but I doubt it.
No, that's probably just cinematic stuff that they were doing. But they showed a lot of their cool abilities, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I really hope I could plow through a boulder like I saw in that video.
I'm gonna go ahead and say you probably can. One thing that it does bother me though is that they're constantly focusing on Sergeant Locke, and they're hardly seen anything of Master Chief. I really hope that it's at least close to a 50-50 split that you're playing with each of them in this game.
I believe I heard that it is.
I mean, because we haven't heard anything really from his side of the campaign. They showed one video of his team fighting. I forgot, it might have been at E3 or after E3 or something. But we haven't even seen any cinematics of how his story unfolds. They're probably just keeping that under wraps until the game comes out, to avoid any spoilers. But yeah, I hope it's not like a Metal Gear Solid 2 thing where you play for where you only played a Solid Snake for the first little part, and then it was riding for the rest of the game.
I never made it that far into it.
Okay.
Halo 5, I really hope that Locke has different abilities than John.
Yeah, I would hope so too. It would definitely make the game a little bit more different, but we'll see. I have a feeling that everything's mostly going to be the same. I don't know. For some reason, I got this feeling. I'm super hyped about that game. I love the beta. The beta was fun. I didn't do great in the beta, but the multiplayer beta at least. I thought that one match. Did you ever play? I think it was called might have been Breakout, where it was you were in this little arena, and each round each match it would change. The landscape of the arena would change, and you started with a pistol. And I think you might have just started with the pistol, maybe. You didn't even start with an assault rifle. And some of the weapons were scattered around, but it was a single elimination.
No, I did not.
It was pretty cool. I sucked really bad at it, but it was fun.
I'm looking forward to Warzone. It sounds kind of MOBA-ish.
Yeah.
But NPCs to kill, I'm there.
Yeah, I think this game is going to be huge. I highly doubt it's going to disappoint. They're throwing a lot of bucks at this game.
As long as it's not broken when it comes out.
Yeah, that would help. I mean, when your game works, when it launches, that helps out a lot. I got a feeling it's going to. There's no way. They just can't fucking... They sullied fucking Halo's name with Master Chief Collection last year, and I just don't think that they can do that with Halo 5.
Yeah, I agree.
It's too big. They'll be fucked if they fuck that game up. Even though PlayStation 4 doesn't have that many exclusives really this year, They don't really have many at all, but I just think that they're going to be bundling a lot of games. When you see that Star Wars Battlefront, that's going to be bundled in with the PlayStation 4. Call of Duty's now on PlayStation 4. Like those third-party games are what sell consoles. Like just because the general consumer goes out there and sees, oh, Call of Duty, oh, it's in a PlayStation box. Oh, Call of Duty's PlayStation now.
I don't think it's as relevant anymore.
I don't know.
Call of Duty. It used to be getting the maps early on Xbox and such, but I think Call of Duty's had a huge drop off.
It has. I think partially. I think it's going to come up this year. I think because I think that Ghost was shitty, and so people didn't buy. Advanced Warfare sold less because Ghosts was shitty, and so I think Advanced Warfare was pretty good, and so I think Black Ops 3 is going to sell better than Advanced Warfare because Advanced Warfare was good, and so people are like, oh, they Call of Duty's better, and also Black Ops has a pretty good name, I think.
Yeah,
too.
I think
it's going to do better than Advanced Warfare. It might not be like the fucking huge thing as it once was, but I think it's gonna come up a little bit from where it's been the past 2 years.
Because you don't call it Call of Duty Black Ops, you just call it Black Ops.
Black Ops, yeah. So everybody knows about the Black Ops name. Where it used to be Modern Warfare was the big one until I think Modern Warfare 3 wasn't really all that great. Now Blops or Black Ops, that's the Call of Duty name right now. So I think people see that and go out and buy. So yeah, they're not going to fuck Halo up. I think Halo's going to be amazing. That is really it for the news, unless you got anything else.
No, not this time.
All right.
I just got done with finals. No time to read.
No time to read. Yeah, I guess not. I'm constantly looking for gaming news all day, pretty much every day.
I get a feed on my phone, but you usually beat me to the news.
Yeah, kind of. I'm busy at work, not working and just looking for gaming news to keep me occupied until my work shift's over with. All right, let's get into what we're playing this week. Or what have you been playing in the past month or so, or whatever?
Let me start with most recent. I'm kind of addicted to Don't Starve on the Xbox One.
Really?
Yeah, I tend to get addicted to survival games, and Don't Starve has this really good art style, and the music's fantastic.
It does. I do like the art style of that. It's a really cool looking game.
I'm somewhat disappointed that the multiplayer hasn't made it into the console version.
Oh, no?
No. But
I played that a little bit on the Vita, and it's a fun little game. I got to a part where I couldn't go anymore, and so many other games coming out. I didn't get to play as far as in it as I like to do. But from what I did play of it, I think I played a couple hours. It was a pretty cool game.
Yeah, I made it 21 days so far, but I get into a bad habit of seeing stuff and trying to kill stuff, and then getting swarmed and dying. Yeah,
I didn't make it to 21 days. I think it might have made it like 4 or 5 days, I think.
What else am I playing? Still trudging along with The Witcher.
Oh, man. How many hours you about into that, you think?
60, 70.
Whoa!
Still on the same large map.
Yeah. I have no really desire to go play that game. Well, first of all, when it came out, I think it was coming out a little bit after Bloodborne, a few months after Bloodborne, and from whatever I've heard is that the combat isn't all that great, right?
It's easy. It's like kind of
it's
like
Assassin's Creed clunky, kind of.
Combat.
Yeah. And I was just like, all right, it's not the combat's not all that great. And with the open world games, like that game is so huge that I would just get overwhelmed. And I'm OCD, and I feel like when I get in these open world games, I feel like I have to get everything.
Yeah, that's kind
of. And I would never be able to get close to everything in that game. So it would kill me. That's what was the problem with Far Cry 4 when I started playing that. I got into a couple hours of that, and then the map opened up, and they just fucked me in the ass with all these little collectibles on here, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with all these things.
Yeah, but in The Witcher, it's not collectibles; it's armor and crafting materials, so it's useful. It's just not a song for your crew on your boat.
Yeah, that's true.
that you got to chase in the wind. God damn it, I hated that.
Black Flag?
Yes.
I love that game, and I was like one of the first ones I'm like, I'm going to do 100% in all this. And I think I got to about 80%. I'm like, okay, you know what? I feel like that I've done enough in this game where I can just beat it, and I'm happy with myself. I'm struggling with that in Batman. I'm up to like 90%, maybe like 92 or 3%. And mostly what I have left are like 70 Riddler fucking collectibles to get, and I'm like, I haven't played in like a week or maybe like 2 weeks, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go back and get those or I want to just call it a game.
Batman's another one I've been playing, and I kind of fell off that one as soon as I found out who the Arkham Knight is. I'm not gonna give out any spoilers.
Yeah. I did like that though. Did you like that? I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was no comment.
You could totally see it coming who it was.
Yeah.
But I really liked the story in that game. I thought it was fun. I played the hell out of that game. The DLC, I'm still waiting for more to get my $40 worth, but...
You're going to get like another 5 suits for Batman.
Yeah, probably.
One for Robin.
Yeah.
The story was cool. The city is very cool. It seems small, but there's so many different levels to the city that... and everything looks awesome. But my problem came in the combat, the later game combat, when there usually is a rhythm to Batman combat, but when you get to the endgame combat in the new Batman, they throw every type of enemy at you at once, and you just lose that rhythm. And you can't get that flow going, and I just didn't like that.
Yeah, it does get incredibly difficult, like, to get into a rhythm. And they'll throw the guys with... You'll be fighting 2 guys, and then another guy will come and hit you with his shield, or like, I hated the guys with the fucking electric zappers. Is that I would never fucking get those guys. Like,
yeah,
I would always have to like focus on them in order to like to clear the room or whatever.
I was fighting them before I got the tutorial on how to beat those guys. I had no idea how to beat them.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like that game's got to be hard if you've never played like an Arkham game to just jump right into, because they didn't fucking tell you anything really in there. I got stuck on one of the Riddler challenges where, and I've played the other 2. I didn't beat City. I never played Origins. But I got into one of the Riddler challenges where you have to slide underneath this little hole to get into a box, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I finally had to look online and it show you how to slide, and I'm like, oh, they never teach you how to fucking slide in this. But I mean, it's in the tutorial guide, I guess. But yeah, they don't tell you a whole lot. Like the shield guys, I had to go in there and figure out how to you have to XX circle or something like that to jump up and slam down on them, and it does get a little. The combat does. I like the combat, but it does get a little wonky. I like more of like the jumping around and climbing and like stealthy takeouts of those guys. Really.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like you could. I always wind up getting into big brawls. I can't stealthily take out everyone.
Yeah. You do something to fucking there where you fuck it up somehow, and then you're like, all right, fuck this shit. I'm just getting out of here. So what else is on your playlist?
Too much. Been playing a bunch of indies.
Yeah. You tried the Deer God out yet?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? Okay.
No.
I haven't tried it yet, so.
It's weird. It's like a endless runner, it seems. That's kind of a survival game as well. I don't know. It's got neat music. It's got cool looking graphics, but the foreground graphics get in the way too much, and I'm still going to try to beat it. I don't know.
Huh. Yeah, I've been. That was something I looked at was really interesting when they announced the games with Gold, and I have not popped it in yet. Just too much for me that I'm playing right now. So that's pretty much it for you then, huh?
Yeah, there's others.
I guess you can't say too. That's it really when you're tackling like the largest open world game of the year, pretty much. That would be enough for me to rip my hair out. But you know what? I'm not going to give up on The Witcher 3. It's just not at the price point where I would be like, okay, I'm going to buy this and I'll sit on it or try it out. If when it gets to around like maybe $20-$30, maybe I'll definitely, or if like I start clearing out this fucking massive backlog that I'm throwing at myself.
Oh, you want to go over backlogs? I think we'll be here forever.
Yeah. Once I can tackle some of this stuff and start checking off some of these games, then maybe I'll think about picking up The Witcher. But I mean, for me, more. I've just been playing more Until Dawn. I think I've got to be about halfway through that game. That game is so fun. It's really cool. It's nice to have a game that's not like open world. That's just a straight path. It's really simple. You just walk and make choices, really. And what's nice about that is your choices affect what actually the outcome of the game. I love the game. I recommend. I give my stamp of approval on it.
Yeah, I want to play it. It's hard trying not to see anything about that game.
Yeah. But it definitely is worth a play. It's something like totally different than what's been really out there this year. Because I mean, mostly this year it's been all fucking open world games, really.
Yeah, some of them I still want to try. I want to try that Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, you haven't jumped the gun on that. What's your history with Metal Gear Solid?
I've played all of them except for the portable ones.
Okay.
But I haven't beaten any of them except for Metal Gear Solid on the PS1.
Okay. I've beaten the first one, the second one. I didn't beat the third one. I think I probably got about 3/4 of the way through it, maybe. And for some reason I stopped playing, not because it was bad or just something probably else came out. And I beat 4, I beat Ground Zeroes, and Peace Walker, I think I got to like the last guy. But Peace Walker, supposedly it sounds like this is exactly like Peace Walker, where you have to upgrade your base and weapons and stuff. And I wasn't upgraded enough, and I didn't want to fucking grind it out. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm done. But I really liked how Peace Walker was. That might be one of my favorite Metal Gear games because it was like you just went on little missions. You had a little mission here, a little mission there. You just select for your missions. Okay. It wasn't like all of the Metal Gear games are like linear stories pretty much. This thing it was totally different, which I thought was pretty cool.
I like collecting and upgrading stuff, so yeah, I think I like the new Metal Gear. I also want to play the new Mad Max.
Yeah, that looks pretty
like I was saying earlier.
WB's put out some games this year. Batman, Dying Light, Mad Max, Mortal Kombat. They put out some pretty good games.
Yeah, but only one of them was not broken at launch.
Mortal Kombat?
No, Mortal Kombat was broken at launch.
Oh, for PC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's broken for PC.
It was also broken a little bit on consoles.
There
were some sign-in problems and...
Well, at least it played.
Yeah.
It played.
Yeah.
Batman was broken on PC at launch, but the consoles were fine for Batman.
There was bad frame rate and stuff, though, on Batman, too.
No, not on PlayStation 4.
I experienced it on Xbox
I had
One.
no frame rate problems on PS4. The thing ran smooth as hell on PS4. I think it was Dying Light was one that was fine, or with Mad Max.
Mad Max, I think, is okay. I haven't heard anything about that so far.
Yeah, I don't remember how Dying Light was. I didn't play it at launch, so I wouldn't say. But Until Dawn, I played a little bit more Madden this week. It's Madden. I like it a lot. I just play the Ultimate Team, which is like fantasy football and collecting cards in video game form, pretty much.
Yeah,
it's fun. The Bears suck, so I don't like playing regular season as the Bears. I haven't done that in forever. That's probably why I stopped playing like Madden for a few years, because the Bears suck, and I'm like, all right, well, I don't like playing regular season as this team that I don't on our team because they suck. So when I first got the EA access last year and tried out Madden 25, and I started playing that Ultimate Team mode, I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome! Like you get open packs of cards and you get players and you upgrade your team and you just keep going and going and going and going. And it's similar mechanics to like, I don't know, fucking like an RPG or something like that.
Pokemon?
Yeah, Pokemon. It's fucking Pokemon for football. That's exactly great. That's a great analogy. Pokemon for football. That's awesome. Yeah, so that's mostly what I've been playing. I only play that mode in Madden. It's really fun. What else? And fucking Disney Infinity. That game is the shit. I'm fucking hooked on Disney Infinity. The Star Wars one is amazing. I liked the Marvel one. The story mode in the Marvel one was a little clunky, but like the upgrading your characters is like the best part because they actually have like cool upgrades. Like when I was playing with Iron Man, you'd shoot one blaster in one hand, and then you'd get an upgrade to make it more powerful. And like the next upgrade would be like, all right, you shoot 2 blasters, and then another upgrade would be like, okay, we're going to add another attack to your combo. So at the end of your combo, you shoot this giant laser out of your chest. And then another upgrade for his would be, okay, he shoots you press the L1 button and he shoots out all these like missiles out of him. So like that's awesome. Like you get all these characters and you're just playing through this stuff and upgrading all your characters and adding all these cool abilities. So it makes playing the game fun, even though like the story mode isn't great. But there's so many different types of fucking modes in that game, like the toy box where you can design your own levels, which I'm not a fucking creative person, so I don't ever play those designing games. But you can download and play like stuff that people have designed online, or the creators have gone there and designed stuff. And they'll design all kinds of different stuff, like arena-based levels or like platforming levels. In the Star Wars 3.0 one, the story mode is actually much better than the Avengers one. Been playing a lot of that. Been playing the Toy Box Takeover, which is kind of like a Diablo style like game where you get this little sidekick and you got to collect loot for him and upgrade him, and he helps you fight along the way. What else? And the figures, doesn't help that the figures are awesome looking too. Yeah, so I mean, I think I have enough like of that probably to last me like another couple months playing that. With the Spider-Man playset I just bought and the Guardians of the Galaxy playset. I still not even finished with the Star Wars playsets, so yeah, I'll probably be playing with that, for a long time now.
I'll tell you what I will be playing. What? Speaking of designing stuff, Mario Maker.
Oh, you bastard! Yeah, I know. You told me not to get rid of my Wii U, and I did. I'm so tempted. I was telling my wife we were leaving Toys R Us yesterday, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Noah really told me he wants a Wii U for his birthday with Splatoon and Mario Maker." He's like, "Oh yeah, he told you that, huh?" I was like, "Oh yeah, definitely." Yeah, that game looks awesome. From IGN's been doing a lot of like Let's Plays of that. And it just that that looks like an awesome like couch co-op game. Like you have someone go into the other room or go sit in the room for like 10 minutes and we design this level and we'll come back out and see if you can play it. That looks So
what you're saying is you want to come over and play it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. It looks super fun. Along with Splatoon, man, I can't believe I'm not playing Splatoon. That game looks so awesome.
I've yet to get that one.
It's supposedly even in Japan. Splatoon is outperforming Smash Brothers, which is crazy because Smash Brothers is huge over there, and Splatoon's been outperforming it. I guess it's nice to see them have new IPs do really well. Hopefully, they bring that back when they launch the NX. I think NX is going to launch next year probably, but hopefully they come up with a Splatoon in the next couple of years for that.
I don't think it'll be next year. Because they got to go through an E3 showing of it.
No, they can launch it. They can go through an E3 showing and launch it in the fall of next year.
Sega did that with the Saturn. They did an E3 showing and said it's available now, and look how good that did.
Well, so did Microsoft and Sony did that. I mean, Sony had their launch event earlier in the year, but they only had one E3. And Xbox, they had that terrible launch event where it was TV sports thing like a week or two before E3, and that's when then they showed the games at E3.
Okay.
So I think things are different now. I think that there's a possibility, but anyways, getting back to Infinity makes me wish that Nintendo, how they have their amiibos, would have like an amiibo game because they could make a fucking much better game than like what Infinity is.
You could use amiibos in Mario Maker.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wish they would have like all their fucking amiibo figures, like an amiibo game where it's like a big story mode sandbox, something like what Infinity is, where there's fucking Zelda bad guys and Mario bad guys, or they're all like you're fighting all of them with different guys and stuff like that. I think it's kind of cool that all their amiibos work in like many different games, but I wish they would have just like a big amiibo game where there was like all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But yeah, that's really all I think I've been playing this week. Infinity, Madden, and Until Dawn, really. What's coming out next week? Anything really of importance?
Mario Maker.
Yeah, okay. Never mind.
On the worst possible release date.
The 11th of September.
Yes.
Not September 11th. You got to remember, it's the 11th of September.
Okay, yes.
That's they keep making sure they say that. All right, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of CouchCast. Jason, thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll see you guys next week with another episode. Thanks for listening, and remember to like, subscribe, and share the YouTube and whatever podcast service you're using.
Yeah, keep on gaming.